Hello everyone. So today I want to show you how we use Attio in Extruct. So this is basically the voice over this article that I have just published in my Substack newsletter. You can find it in the description, but in this video I want to show you how we design our end-to-end workflows and how actually the views look like in Attio. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start first with synchronizing the product data and in Attio. So we want to have the single source of truth in the CRM. So that means that we want to have all self-serve usage here, just because we don't really know who our customers are today. Like, we want to reduce the feedback loop today, and we want just to have a better context of even like the free and self-serve users. So this is the view that we have in Attio. So as you can see, you can go through to various product fields like created ad. So it's okay, created ad, I think it's Attio field. Last usage is the last usage of the product. Is the total task, is the metrics that we use to reflect the number of jobs run, and some enrichment workflow like the job titles, LinkedIn, the company ICPs, the industry, and the email address, etc. So to do that, we use this simple integration. So basically what we do here, we have a trigger that runs every day. Then we run the SQL query. So it's not really a generic one. So it's very tailored for the schema of Extruct. So I wouldn't go much into details, but then we create just this HTTP put query to Attio. So we create this payload with values, email address, the search count, the table count, column count, child tables, last usage, etc. So that's basically the okay, it's important that beforehand we create all necessary attributes here. So I'm using here last usage, for example. Yeah, last usage ad, okay, it's a timestamp. You need to go, if you want to find where this page, you need to go to object settings, and here it's a place where you can create all necessary attributes for companies, deals, or people. Okay, let's go next. So then connecting Stripe and Attio. That's a bit more complicated because so again, we need to create the corresponding fields, both on people and deals objects. So what do we have here for people? Okay, we have a subplan for subscription date, last subscription date, subscription ID, status, count, and etc. And so we do here, like, we trigger based on subscription updates and subscription created events. Then we retrieve the customer. Then the invoice of the customer. We need the invoice in order to calculate all the metrics on the all the revenue metrics, like I don't know if we can see them. Yeah, also the revenue metric and all subscription metric, like first subscription date, last subscription date, subscription status, etc. So actually that's all I've generated in Cursor, but I think it's quite powerful. So and I hope this template will be published in official N10 directory, so you can reuse that. But overall, it wouldn't be a big issue, I think. Yeah, so as you can see here, we have all data about the plan, all LTV, MRR, active months, cancel date, etc. And then we update the person level data, and then we update the deal data. So for deals, as I said here, we also create the dedicated fields, attributes. Yeah, so for example, the subscription ID. Actually, it's important here that you can specify the constraints, and it's important to specify the uniqueness of the subscription ID here. Yeah, I think we don't need that. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah, and after that, we just generate the Slack message once the subscription has been updated. So also you can see here, I haven't covered that in the article, but we also send the data to Loops. Loops is the email lifecycle marketing platform. What I use, okay, I use that to get some data about the usage within the subscription period. So we have the trial, first payment date, and what else we have here? Just check. Okay, so the search numbers after the trial, the table, etc. So I use these parameters just to personalize a bit, like what's the message look like. So if the person didn't use the tool during the trial, I send one message, or like I see that within like the first 3 days I see zero activity, so I want somehow to nudge them to nudge using the platform, but for more active customers I have a different workflow here. Okay, so I think that was helpful. So the next, okay, sorry, it's probably also worth showing you what we have here. So all leads, all subscriptions end up in deals pipeline. So we have the general lead pipeline where we store all deals, including sales-led, and we also have the self-serve pipeline here. So we have the different stages, like the trial, canceled during trial, active, cancelled. So we all need that to right. So what we have next? So then I showed you the deal level update, select notification. Okay, enrichment flow. I don't think that you would be able to just plug and play that into your product. Let me just go use through the logic. So the first we have two triggers, the Calendly and the clerk trigger. So then we do some data extraction, and this is the important one. So we classify whether that's a personal corporate email. So we just check whether it's personal, it's whether the domain name include like the popular personal providers like Gmail, I don't know, Yandex, Outlook, etc. Baidu. Then we use Signal Hire. Signal Hire is actually quite overseen enrichment platform. Let me show you how that look. I don't know, there's very little contact about them. They're quite powerful. I think they have a good database of the corporate emails. Oh, sorry, and personal emails, basically because it's a platform for recruitment. So they have quite rich data on on personal emails. Okay, then they have an API, so we basically use their API. What we do next with Signal Hire, we enrich the data with the personal email. So by enrichment, I mean that we try to find like all available information about this account that we can in Signal Hire, and normally it returns a corporate email and LinkedIn. If we are not able to find LinkedIn, we can just run our internal model for workflow for LinkedIn profile. Just pass the email, and we can find for some customers LinkedIn. So it's basically our agents. So as you can see here, we just create instructions. Okay, what you need to do to find the LinkedIn. I found it more. Normally, you can use the databases for LinkedIn enrichment. It's not that rich, but there are a few providers. But what I found out that they with this approach, with this agentic approach, we're able to find like 40% more profiles. Yeah, so I think it's quite powerful. So please, use Extruct for that. Then we create a payload, and then we update the company, or like we update the person. Here we have the similar branch for the corporate emails, but the only difference. So we reach the companies, we just try to find like what's the industries they operate with, how many employees, HQ country, what's the company location, what's the ICP, etc. At the end of the day, we send the notification to Slack. Just we have the dedicated channel where we put all data about the person. All right, what next? Okay, yeah, and that's important to show how it's actually look like. So every Friday I send the email to all accounts that have been registered during the last week, and I have all data in reach. I have all that are here in Attio, so it's quite useful because we can always track the registration origin and the date creation. Okay, yeah, and I also use it for just outreach. You know, at the time where we're now, I always try to check what people are using Extract for. Okay, and the last thing that we connect instantly and Attio as well. Okay, we do quite we do some outreach today, and yeah, and it's important to okay, at least I think it's important to synchronize these two worlds, the world of our or like at least people whom we called outreach to and Attio. Well, I think it's important because like two reasons for that. So first is so every time the lead is expressing the interest, we can create the deal object in Attio. And secondly, is I just want to have a better control of attribution. So even if I don't know if the person didn't reply to me right away, but they just decide to Google that, or after I don't know some time their colleague log in into Extract. So I want to see this picture. I don't know, maybe it's over optimization, but uh, I just like the idea that you can, you know, you have the single source of truth, the single source of contact in one system. Yeah. So okay. Thank you everyone for reading this article and going through this video. I hope you found it helpful. So if you have any comments, if you have any questions, please reach me either on LinkedIn or on Twitter, or you can just post a comment here. I read everything. And yeah, have a good one and hope you can try Extract. Ciao, ciao.